Sri Lanka is prone to climate change. Many of the people living in hotspot areas in northwestern province are experiencing adverse effects of this huge problem. In 2019, the Climate Smart Irrigated Agriculture project was initiated with the goal of heightening the efficiency and resilience of smallholder agriculture within designated hotspot regions in response to the challenge of climate change. In northwestern province, people are facing the critical problem of water scarcity, which is negatively impacting the farmers in the region. Unfortunately, these farmers do not possess the necessary agricultural smart technologies, and many of these farmers are experiencing crop damage due to wildlife intrusions on a regular basis.
The objective of Climate Smart Irrigated Agriculture project is to improve the living standard of more than 24,000 farm families residing in 356 drought-affected hotspot villages in Kurunegala and Puttalam districts in northwestern province. The project has successfully established 12 farm producer associations, which includes 230 farm producer societies, 164 social audit committees, and 8 cascade management committees to guarantee the project's sustainability for future generations. In this project, we have introduced climate smart agriculture practices and advanced agricultural equipments for water and time saving purposes. With the project, we are restoring 146 tanks and establishing 300 kilometers of seasonal cultivation fence to protect crops from wild animals. To date, the project has disbursed 966 million rupees with an overall financial progress of 79% and physical progress of 65%.
The Water for Agriculture component is being executed with the objective of fostering climate resilience within the agricultural production system. The project involves the harnessing of flood water for mitigating drought and boosting water productivity during periods of climatic stress. Under the project in northwestern province, 146 tanks in 21 cascade systems are being rehabilitated by targeting 5,000 families. These projects will be carried out with the coordination and guidance of Provincial Irrigation Department, Provincial Engineering Department, and Department of Agrarian Development. In Kurunegala district, 4 cascades are being rehabilitated under the direct involvement of Provincial Irrigation Department. 27 tanks is being rehabilitated in Monaragala cascade in Ampara. Up to now 12 tanks has been completed with other tanks with more than 40% physical progress. With this development, 700 families will be benefited, allowing 491 hectares of cultivation extent. The Monaragala cascade is currently undergoing the rehabilitation of 12 tanks, and 3 of them have been successfully completed. This development is expected to benefit 278 farmer families, with a cultivation extent of 273 hectares. Likewise, more than 300 farmer families will benefit from the rehabilitation of 13 tanks in the Muna and Tummanala cascades. The Department of Agrarian Development, currently overseeing the rehabilitation of 40 tanks across 10 cascades. These will benefit more than 1,100 farmer families and with a commanding area of 400 hectares. All the tanks are progressing at a rapid pace and are projected to be completed by the end of 2023. In Polonnaruwa cascade, 22 tanks and total of 14 kilometers of downstream canals will be rehabilitated and developed under the project by benefiting 680 farmer families with a cultivation extent of 500 hectares. This subdivision is implemented by Provincial Engineering Department, and up to now, 4 tanks have been completed and others are under construction with more than 50% physical progress. Under the climate-smart irrigated agriculture project, 30 tanks and 3 cascades in Puttalam district are being rehabilitated by the 3 implementation agencies. This initiative will provide benefits to over 1,200 farmer families residing in the hotspot regions of Puttalam district. At present, all the contracts have been awarded, and the construction work is progressing at brisk phase while ensuring that all the necessary quality standards are maintained. Currently, 41 tanks have been completed, and downstream development work has been carried out using 140 million rupees. This project is making a positive impact on the local communities, helping them to become more resilient in the face of climate change and improving their agricultural productivity. The Agriculture Production and Marketing Subcomponent was introduced to adopt vulnerable farming communities in hotspot areas for climate change impact by promoting climate-smart agriculture practices. This subcomponent is carried out with the collaboration of Provincial Department of Agriculture Northwestern Province, Department of Agriculture, Department of Agrarian Development, and District and Divisional Secretariat Offices of Northwestern Province. In hotspot areas, most of the small and medium-scale farmers were largely affected by severe drought conditions. In Yala's season, farmers were encouraged and instructed to move for crop diversification. 557 hectares of lands were cultivated in last Maha season with the help of the project with drought-tolerant short-age crop varieties such as groundnuts, green gram, maize, etc., which produced more than 1,650 metric tons of crops. With the introduction of small agriculture home garden concept, including backyard poultry, more than 15,750 farmer families fulfill their daily nutrition need and earn an extra income by selling the excess vegetable grown in their own gardens. In addition, small agro-business centers were established allowing farmers to sell their crops without much harassment while earning stable income for their livelihood. In many areas, high-tech agriculture techniques were tested with the help of farmer communities, where they could witness the effectiveness of implementing new climate-smart agriculture techniques with their own eyes. Farming communities were encouraged to produce 150 tons of quality seeds such as paddy, cowpea, black gram, etc. to avoid dependency on other sources. 54 paddy transplant machines, 54 power weeding machines, 12 drum seeders were distributed among 12 agrarian service centers, where farmers could get the expert help and support to cultivate their crops efficiently. Micro-irrigation systems were introduced for farmers to enhance water productivity using limited water resources. 412 of sprinkler systems and 90 drip irrigation systems were distributed among beneficiaries to cultivate high-value market-oriented crops. With the optimum utilization of World Bank funds, 24 rain shelters, 248 insect-proof nets, and 56 water pumps were distributed to uplift the living standards of farmer families. With this project, producing solid and liquid compost were promoted to improve soil fertility and to promote mixed cropping patterns. Under marketing infrastructure development, 11 agrarian centers in Northwestern Province were rehabilitated, utilizing 40 million rupees. With the climate-smart irrigated agriculture project in northwestern province, 48 agro wells were established to provide stable water supply, and 3 individual grain stores were established for farmers to store their grains safely. 13 kilometers of agri roads were constructed to provide comfortable access for farmer families. In many of the hotspot areas, farmers were highly suffocating due to wildlife intrusions to their crop fields. Up to now, 10 kilometers of cultivation fence systems and 300 electric fences were distributed among farmers to save farmers from this huge menace. Climate-smart irrigated agriculture project in northwestern provinces committed to empower the women in hotspot areas while reducing gender gap in agriculture. At present, more than 30% of the project benefits are received by women, and their voices are raised and heard in decision-making. Agricultural ventures of more than 24,000 farmer families in northwestern province are vulnerable to imminent disasters due to climate change. Thus, this project, with the help of World Bank, is helping to develop the agricultural economy of this innocent people with the objective of eliminating poverty and uplifting their living standards.